It is my honor and pleasure to introduce our keynote speaker for today. He is among the youngest members of President Rodrigo Duterte's cabinet. He is a Dabaweño and multi-awarded three-term congressman. A lawyer who obtained his law degree from the Ateneo de Manila School of Law, Cabinet Secretary Karlo Nograles is a firm believer in the capacity of government to make a profound difference in the lives of our people, and is fully committed to using his post to deliver on the President's pledge to bring development to the regions and to provide more economic opportunities, especially for the poorest of the poor. Before joining the cabinet, Secretary Nograles was the chairman of the House Committee on Appropriations, which passed the 2017 and 2018 national budgets in record time. As Appropriations Chief, he played a crucial role in obtaining funding for the free higher education law, the increase in the salaries of our soldiers and policemen, free irrigation for our farmers, and the Coconut Farmers and Industry Development Trust Fund. Secretary Nograles is also the author of landmark legislation, such as the Green Jobs Act, hailed by the International Labour Organization as the first of its kind in the world, the DOST-Philippines Act, which provides our countrymen with better access and opportunities for employment, and the Universal Access to Quality Tertiary Education Act, which provides for free tuition and exemption from other fees in state universities and colleges and in the Philippines. He received the Golden Globe Awards for Excellence in Public Service in 2015 and 2016, and was also given the Outstanding Congressman Award in 2012 and again in 2015 by the prestigious international award-giving body Superbrands Marketing International. As Cabinet Secretary, Secretary Nograles has several designations. He chairs the board of the National Irrigation Administration, the Interagency Task Force on Typhoon Yolanda Rehabilitation and Reconstruction, and the Technical Working Group on Teacher Quality. He is also the Cabinet Officer for Regional Development and Security for the Caraga region and co-chairperson of the Inter-Cabinet Cluster Mechanism on Normalization. Born and raised in Davao City, he stands out among the country's new generation of dynamic young leaders, a conscientious public servant with an unblemished track record, a passionate advocate for the marginalized, and a tireless worker who maximizes his intelligence, education, and experience to serve his countrymen. Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, please give a warm welcome to our most distinguished keynote speaker, Cabinet Secretary Karlo Nograles.
Secretary Fortunato Boy de la Peña, Dr. Jaime Montoya, PhilASST President, PhilASST Executive Board, PhilASST donors and awardees, speakers and reactors, friends from the media, participants in this forum, fellow workers in government, friends, ladies and gentlemen, maayong buntag kanatong tanan. Kaming Bisaya. Allow me to begin by first thanking you, Dr. Montoya, for that very generous introduction and for PhilASST for the honor of inviting me to speak at your 68th annual convention, which is centered on the theme Science for the People, Fostering Centers of Excellence in the Regions. Bago ako magpatuloy, may gusto sana akong sabihin sikreto. Huwag niyo lang sana pong ikalat sa iba at i-chismis sa iba. Lalong-lalo na sa misis ko. Dahil lagi ko pa naman sinasabi sa misis ko na siya yung aking first love. Pero sa totoo lang, hindi siya yung first love ko. Yung first love ko talaga was science. So sa bagay, mas nauna kong nakilala si Agham kaysa kay Marga. Kidding aside, it was my love of science that actually compelled me to take the entrance examinations of Philippine Science High School, which I fortunately passed. This required me to leave my hometown of Davao City for Metro Manila in 1993. At that time, PSI had a campus in Davao sa Mintal, pero they were transferring pa from the old campus in Davao to Wintal. So medyo bago pa yung campus na yun. Kaya minabuti na mga magulang kung hindi pa ako sa Diliman. Since then, PhilASST has grown. It now caters to 8,000 students with campuses in every region except one. And this has allowed PhilASST to open its arms to more students and increase the likelihood of producing Filipino scientists that we so badly need. Perhaps in this regard, we can consider the establishment of PhilASST campuses in the regions as one of the first real steps to fostering centers of excellence in our regions. That being said, it is appropriate that your theme addresses the need to foster centers of excellence in the regions. Because one of the primary thrusts of President Rodrigo Duterte, the first chief executive from Mindanao, is to bring development to the regions outside Metro Manila. This involves establishing catalysts of growth in our provinces, such as science, technology, and innovation, or STI centers. Incidentally, the President has actually declared a moratorium for the passage of new applications for PEZA locators in Metro Manila because he wants to push more locators to PEZA zones outside of Metro Manila. Government recognizes that science, technology, and innovation are essential for economic development and social progress, as these are enablers of change. A premise embraced by the United Nations, which acknowledges the crucial role of STI to support the investments needed to hit our sustainable development goals. In fact, one chapter of our Philippine Development Plan 2017 to 2022 is dedicated to leveraging STI, the STI sector, a key driver of long-term development of the economy, in efforts to realize the country's medium-term vision. Among the objectives we hope to meet by the end of the President's term are: 1. An increase in the utilization of STI in agriculture, industry, and services. 2. An increase in STI-based startups, enterprises, and spin-offs. 3. Enhanced creative capacity for knowledge and technology generation and acquisition. And 4. Strengthen collaboration among actors in the STI sector. In this regard, the DOST and other partners in the sector have been working together to ensure that these outcomes are achieved. Before Secretary Boy came over, we had this lengthy discussion about the problem of dengue, and I was telling them that Secretary Boy, in fact, presented to the cabinet several of the measures that DOST is working on to combat dengue. There are still plenty of technologies being worked on, like a new possible vaccine, talking about using male mosquitoes or female mosquitoes themselves to combat dengue or control them in population. Consistent with the Philippine Development Plan, government has exerted efforts to integrate STI in the services provided by its various departments. For example, significant improvements in incorporating technology and innovation in the agriculture sector were undertaken by the government, with the Department of Agriculture posting their interactive guide map online to help our farmers determine crop suitability, groundwater availability, climate, among others, in the different regions, provinces, and municipalities throughout the country. This map will help local government units manage the resources properly, thereby boosting farmer productivity. I'd also like to mention, since we're talking about science and technology here, that we must also not forget the farm region. Yesterday, some sectors reported to me that one of the badly hit provinces by Popolisa that we haven't actually really, you forgot to notice is actually Sulu and Basilan. And they're being badly hit right there, and which is why government has to really take a look at these provinces. Kasi mahirap na nga yung mga kababayan natin na umuhay doon sa Sulu at Basilan, tinamaan pa sila ng matinding populisan. The mobility of people, goods, and services are also better today with the proliferation of technology-based startups and micro, small, and medium enterprises that contribute to the promotion and acceleration of technology adoption in the country, while providing economic opportunities and income for our country. Such leaps in technology now makes it very easy for us to buy almost anything online. All we need is the appropriate phone or computer app, and we can let our fingers do the shopping. Speaking of the use of apps, government has also developed the e-health tablet for informed decision-making of LGUs, called eHatid LGU, an Android app that provides real-time health information, one that serves as a facility for direct communications between local chief executives and rural health units. The Philippine Council for Health Research and Development, in partnership with the academe and the private sector, supports various local technologies and innovations on health using the eHatid application in devices, one of which is a test that confirms dengue diagnosis called Biotech M. Government STI initiatives are not limited to solving the problems on the ground. They have also allowed us to reach beyond our skies as a means to help people better. Microsatellites, which were designed and developed by our kababayans, are now in space and are already giving us the infrared images and information needed for better policy making in the areas of agriculture, environmental resource management, and disaster risk reduction management. The success of Diwata 1 in 2016 and Diwata 2 in 2018 have paved the way for Filipino participation in space. An initiative that was institutionalized when the President signed the law creating the Philippine Space Agency, which will now be in charge of the government's space science, space technology, and application-related initiatives. Naalala ko tuloy si Secretary Boy nung nasa Kongreso pa ako, na panay ang paglabi niya dito, nung nasa Congress ako at sinuportahan naman po natin at ngayon ito'y naging batas na. To conquer space and other challenges before us, our country needs all the talent it can get. As a brain gain initiative of the Philippine government, the Balik Scientist Program of the DOST was enacted into law last year. It seeks to encourage highly trained overseas Filipino scientists and technologists, experts and professionals to return to the Philippines and share their expertise in order to accelerate the scientific, agro-industrial, and economic development of the country by providing benefits for our returning professionals. As shared by Secretary de la Peña, 14 scientists have already returned to the country from January to February of this year. And I'm sure nadagdagan pa siguro yan. 30 na po ngayon. So panawagan po, ako'y nananawagan sa ating mga kapwa taga-Bisay na umuwi na kayo dito sa bansa at tulungan po ang ating ekonomiya. The support of this administration in efforts to foster an STI culture is also reflected in the work being done to boost the morale of our government scientists, engineers, researchers, and other science technology workers in the country by strengthening their Magna Carta. Republic Act 11312, which amended the Magna Carta for science and technology personnel, allows them to receive additional honoraria from externally funded grants, opens the same benefits to those government science and technology workers who are not affiliated in DOST, extends employment of scientists for up to 5 years provided that they are involved in the research and development programs of the DOST, and allows rehiring of retired science and technology workers who possess the required qualifications and are capable of undertaking particular projects. While the end in view of encouraging the MSMEs in the different regions to develop products and to increase their competitiveness, the DOST has also implemented the Small Enterprise Technology Upgrading Program, or SETUP, as well as One Lab, which provides laboratory testing and analysis of MSMEs products through a network of laboratories nationwide. Last but not least, allow me to point out, with budget deliberations currently being undertaken in Congress, kaya nasabi ni Sec. Boy, that the budget of DOST is actually a beneficiary of an astounding five-fold increase from 4 billion pesos this year to 20 billion pesos in 2020. Pero kulang pa daw, sabi ni Sec. Boy. This is our government putting its money where its mouth is. So with all these existing support systems and policies meant to benefit the STI sector, the challenge for all of us is to sustain the momentum and further accelerate progress, especially in bringing about positive change in the different regions by making science, technology, and innovation inclusive and appealing to all generations. The path is of course long, but we already know it is taking us to a far better place. The Philippines ranking in the Global Innovation Index, the world's leading global ranking of innovation performance, bodes well for all of us, as we shot up to 54th in 2018 from 73rd. The country now ranks 6th worldwide in terms of research talent percentage in business enterprises, showing that the country is able to translate research initiatives into tangible benefits for our business. Aside from those, we also rank 8th worldwide in the field of creative goods, export percentage total trade, because of the increasing presence of Filipinos in the creative arts business involving animation, gaming, and other related fields. In fact, just last week, on the morning show I host on PTV4, yun yung nakikita ninyo na sumasayaw ako. Sumasayaw lang ako kasi gusto kong pakita na mga taga-Pisay marunong sumayaw. We actually interviewed a Filipino gaming company with games that are now available on a popular Japanese gaming console. Games that have been recognized in international gaming conferences in Germany and Korea. And the best part of this news, the company is not based in Metro Manila, it is actually based in Pampanga. Mga kababayan, the potential is there. Global statistics acknowledge the progress and development of our country in STI. Development that can be attributed in part to your persistence, your passion, and your commitment to science, technology, and innovation. May all of you continue to work and inspire Filipino scientists so that they can do their share to leverage STI to spur development that can help uplift the welfare and improve the lives of our countrymen. Para po sa pagmamahal ng agham. Maraming salamat po at mabuhay kayo.